If you finish too fast, stop blaming your willpower. This is not about being weak. It's not because you're too excited, and it's definitely not because you're broken. If this happens to you and you feel like your body just takes over before you want it to, then listen closely, because what's causing this isn't what most men think. And fixing the wrong thing is exactly why the problem keeps coming back. Most guys try to solve this with pressure. They tell themselves, next time I'll control it. And then the moment intimacy starts, they tense up. Their breathing gets shallow, their mind starts racing, and the body does what it always does. It fires the reflex early. So in this video, I'm going to give you a clear explanation that actually makes sense. Not theory, not shame. A framework you can use starting today. Let me describe 3 signs I hear all the time in my clinic. 1, you reach the point of no return way sooner than you want. You feel that moment where you realize it's happening, and I can't stop it. 2, once it starts, you can't slow it down even when you try. You might try to pause, change rhythm, think of something else, but the body feels like it's on autopilot. And 3, afterward you feel frustrated, not just physically, mentally, because you wanted it to be different. And even if your partner says, it's okay, you don't feel okay. You feel like you let yourself down. If that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. Premature ejaculation is not a character flaw. It's not a manhood problem. It's not proof you're inexperienced or broken. It's a reflex problem. And once you understand that, everything changes because reflexes can be retrained. The most dangerous myth men believe is this: I just need better control. So they try thinking harder, distracting themselves, counting in their head, holding their breath, or rushing through intimacy so they can get it over with. And it never really fixes it. Why? Because ejaculation is not controlled by willpower, it's controlled by your nervous system. That's why a man can be confident, successful, disciplined, and still struggle with this. You can't outthink a reflex. You have to retrain the system underneath it. Think of your nervous system like a gas pedal. In men who finish too fast, that pedal is basically jammed to the floor. Your body is stuck in high alert, high tension, high speed. And here's the key: your brain starts interpreting stimulation as urgency, not something to pace. So the body does exactly what it's been trained to do: finish quickly and shut it down. This has nothing to do with masculinity. It's about overconditioning. And here's the insight most men never hear. The more you rush, the more your body learns to rush. Think about how your nervous system learns anything. It learns through repetition. If you repeat intimacy with tension, with shallow breathing, with the mindset of, don't lose control, your body memorizes that pattern. It's like teaching your brain that intimacy is a race, not an experience. And once the body believes it's a race, it sprints to the finish. A lot of men tell me, it didn't used to be this bad. And that makes sense, because this reflex is trained, not born. Years of fast, tense habits, shallow breathing, and pressure to perform. Teach your nervous system one message: end this as fast as possible. And like any habit, the body gets very good at what it repeats. Here's what often happens after 30 or 40. Life stress gets heavier, sleep gets worse, your nervous system spends more time in fight or flight. And when you bring that stressed nervous system into intimacy, your threshold drops. So you're not getting weaker, you're just working with a system that's more reactive than it used to be. That's why guys describe it like it suddenly changed. But it usually didn't happen overnight. It's a pattern that slowly trained itself over time. Now here's the good news, and this matters. If this is a learned reflex, that means it can be unlearned. And you don't start by trying to last longer. You start by slowing the system down, because once the system slows down, control becomes possible again. Here are the 3 steps that matter most. Step 1, stop training speed. Any habit that teaches your body to rush will make this problem worse. That includes holding tension, breathing shallow, and mentally racing toward the finish. So here's a simple shift. Instead of asking, how do I last longer, ask, how do I remove speed from the system? Because your body doesn't know the difference between practice and real life. It only remembers speed. If every experience is fast, your nervous system becomes fast. If you want a slower reflex, you have to build slower patterns. Step 2, regain the pause reflex. Real control comes from this ability to pause, not push. And that pause starts in the nervous system, not in brute force. Here's what that looks like. Slow your breathing. Relax the lower abdomen. Let arousal rise without panicking. Most men do the opposite. They feel arousal rise and their brain says, "Oh no, don't lose it." Then they tense, they breathe shallow, they speed up, and they trigger the exact outcome they fear. So the skill you're building is simple. You learn to feel arousal rise and stay calm anyway. That calmness isn't mental strength, it's nervous system training. Step 3, train the right muscles, not clenching. Many men overdo tightening. They think, if I clench, I'll control it. But too much clenching can actually make the reflex fire sooner, because a pelvic floor that's rigid and overactive can behave like a trigger. Control comes from coordination, not squeezing. A pelvic floor that can stay relaxed and responsive beats a pelvic floor that's rigid and triggers early. Think smooth control, not hard clench. This one change alone can make a huge difference. Now let me be clear about what not to do. Numbing sprays are not a long-term strategy. They can reduce sensation, but they don't retrain the reflex, and many men end up needing more and more just to feel normal. Distracting your mind doesn't fix a reflex. It usually increases anxiety because you're trying to escape your own body. And trying harder often makes it worse because it adds tension. And tension is fuel for this reflex. If you treat a nervous system problem like a motivation problem, you stay stuck. Here's what most men don't realize. This is easiest to change before frustration turns into anxiety. Once anxiety takes over, the reflex locks in deeper. Because now you're not just dealing with a reflex, you're dealing with fear of the reflex. And fear makes the nervous system faster. So if this feels familiar right now, you're actually in the best window to correct it. You don't need to wait until it affects your confidence more. You don't need to wait until it affects your relationship more. You can start retraining the system now. In the next video, I'm going to show you the exact daily nervous system reset I teach men to slow the reflex, regain control, and stop finishing too fast, often without medication. It's simple, it's practical, and it's designed for men who want control without shame. If you don't want this issue deciding your confidence for years, stay with this channel. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and remember this. Your body isn't betraying you. It's doing exactly what it was trained to do. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and I'll see you in the next video.